We got it popping. 8, 10. 3 words or less. How about that? Okay, so we're gonna wait for Amber to come over and hop on in. Yes, God. We about to yes, God. I was about to say yes, y'all, and yes, God. So I said yes, God. Yes, God family on both y'all. I have a lot of energy, as you can tell, so sometimes it gets like I stutter. Yes, God family. On both Instagram and TikTok, we are about to have an amazing conversation bringing awareness to patriarchy in our society and how we are all victims of it, as well as ways that we can start to rebel against the patriarchy and radicalize ourselves. Because radicalization starts as an individual act that then becomes part of the collective. Yes, God. Yes, God. So I'm waiting for my girlfriend Amber to join us. And I'm going to go ahead and just put my little notes on the board because I want to be sure that we touch on these as we go. I want to make sure everybody can see my board. Can everybody see my board? Okay. She's coming in. She's coming in. Oh, I saw you requested Amber, but then I don't see you. Hey everybody on Instagram. Hey Grace. Hey Me Beautiful. Hey Monica. Hey Only One Adam. Hey MLK Shay. Hey Dr. Zenia Richardson. And please, forgive me if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Gia and the Heartbreakers Cruise too. Everybody over on TikTok, we got Sophia, Tori Star, the Lions Corner. Yes, God, thank y'all so much for tapping that live. Please continue to just give me some tap, 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 taps over here on TikTok and Instagram. Y'all can show love too. Y'all could get a little active. You know what I'm saying? Get active. I need y'all active in my lives, okay? Yes, God. So while Amber comes up here, I'm going to just go ahead and get myself organized so I remember what I want to touch on. And I want to touch on specifically that this is not a gender conversation. I repeat, this is not a gender conversation. Okay? This is an energetic conversation. It says requested. Okay. Accept. There we go. Dang, y'all can't see it because it's backward. That's all right. Y'all figure it out. Rest equals laziness. This is a patriarchal concept. Okay, I'll let you in, boo. Where you at though? I'll let you in. Let me see. Can I request you? Hold on. Here you go. I'm gonna invite you. Maybe this will work better. Yes, thank y'all so much for continuing to tap, tap, tap those hearts and tap that live.
I'm
Yes.
like, what is going on? Technology didn't want me to be great today.
Girl,
I'm like,
technology does what we tell it to do, just like life.
so I'm like, what's going on? But then
Yes.
again, technology and the things that give us challenges are teachers. So I could either get frustrated with it or I could see, okay, what does this mean to teach me? Maybe I need to get a new second phone. Okay, it's time for me to get a new second phone. That's what I was
Okay.
taking it as.
Okay. Yes, God, girl, the divine
they
messages are everywhere.
they are in everything. If we are choosing to listen. I was trying to
Yes.
be live. I was live on my TikTok, but then that wasn't working. So I'm just like, okay, I am not a live girly. I have
That's
not
okay. Yeah.
yet. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always
Hey,
yeah.
yes, gods.
Yes,
Yes,
God.
gods.
Hey, boo. I
Hey,
love you
yes,
so
gods.
much. Thank you for suggesting this because this was actually your idea. And this was an idea that came several months ago. And I don't even think we had decided what we were going to do a live on at that point. Or maybe if
Hmm.
we did, it was something completely different because we are evolving and constantly changing at all
Yes,
times. Yes, God.
yes, yes, God.
Yes,
Yes,
God. So
God.
I'm going to go ahead and take a moment for everyone. I do want to say a prayer over this live. You just did a beautiful prayer for us as the facilitators of holding this space. And it really just moved me and touched me in a very beautiful way. And I want to continue that movement of energy out over anyone who is listening to this, anyone who will listen to this,
Yes.
and
Yes,
that
God.
we make our intentions clear on what
Yes,
we're
God.
doing here. Yes, God.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, So I'm going to go ahead. Dear God, we thank you so much for allowing us to have access to this technology tonight, God, to be able to reach people just simply in the palm of their hands, God. We are so thankful for the internet and the technological revolution that has happened that has given us so much access, God. And we are also grateful that we can be exposed to the discernment, God, as to what we allow in our energetics sphere, because there is access to so much information, and everyone has access now. So we are dealing with all different levels of consciousness, all different levels of mental health, all different perspectives and all different experiences. And we have to, as in real life, be very guarded and aware of our surroundings and make sure that we are giving our attention and our energy and our awareness to things that we want to see grow, God.
Yes.
And so we want to be clear that this is not a conversation about complaining or venting or talking shit. This is a conversation about radicalizing and revolutionizing and pushing the collective forward to expand into the divine purpose that God has for us as individuals and as a collective, God. So
Yes,
we are
God.
so thankful for all of the people who will be exposed to this information. We are so thankful for all of the people who will then be exposed to those people who were exposed to this information. And we pray and we intend that this
Mm.
continues to radiate out in an infinite spiral,
Yes,
God.
God.
And we're so grateful for all of us for just being in this place at this time, wherever it is, whenever it is, at this consciousness level that we have. We pray that this will fall on the ears that need to hear it, God. And we are just so grateful and honored to be able to capture a moment of your attention and your time. And this again, the intention of this is love. We want to spread love. We want to
Yes,
spread
God.
spread positivity and joy. And we want to
Yes, God.
wake people up. We want us
Yes,
all
God.
to wake up as a collective, and we want us all to remove the conditioning and the control and
Yes,
the
God.
programming from our eyes, because again, we are all, as human citizens on this planet, we are all
Yes.
victims and um, affected by patriarchy. And so that is the intention of this. This is not a gender conversation. This is not about male versus female. This is a conversation about collective energy and
Yes.
collective uprising and collective healing and collective understanding that we are all divine beings on this earth, and allow us to open our mind and our consciousness to receive that and receive the humility and the courage and the guidance to move in that direction. Yes,
Yes,
God.
God. Yes, God. Yes, God.
Yes, God. Okay. So, where do we start? So, do you want me to start or do you want to go ahead and
I
start?
want to start by saying that I'm sick of mortals. I'm sick of humans. I'm sick of the men versus women. I'm sick of women saying I need men to do this and men saying I need women to do that.
Hmm.
Because if we were all doing what we needed to do for ourselves as individuals, some conversations we wouldn't have. And I think one of the things that how we even came to this conversation is the competitiveness within patriarchy, how patriarchy reduces our natural rhythm as women.
Yes.
And basically, what in our discussions, because like this is just our real life discussions, y'all, that we're just
Literally.
bringing
Yeah.
to the enters of nets. And I think in
Hmm.
that conversation, we explored and uncovered how all the things that are suppressed in women are what thrived in matriarchy. They are what thrived in ancient times. They are what thrived in divinity.
Hmm.
And while individually in this now moment, taking down a system, that's not what this conversation is. This is about dismantling the patriarchy in our own lives as individuals. and us identifying where systems are reverberating through our lives,
Mhm.
where we're seeing those limitations and reclaiming our sovereignty and our autonomy.
Yes,
So
God.
I think that's what, like, for me, that's what I took away from our conversation. So I'm going to pause there
Yes.
so you can
Yes, God. Yes.
yeah.
That's that. I think that's a perfect kind of overarching frame of, again, our intentions and where we're coming from. And so, again, typically when people hear the word patriarchy, they think of man oppressing woman, right? And
Hmm.
that is just a symptom of
Yep.
patriarchy, right?
Yep.
That's just a symptom. We are not, just like, look at Eastern versus Western approach to medicine. We're not doing the Western approach. We're not we're
Yep.
not treating symptoms here.
Yep.
Okay. And this is why Yes God Wellness is about all Eastern everything, because Eastern perspective on health, on life in general, is holistic. And in order to address the holistic um, entity, we need to look at the root
Yeah.
of where the thing is growing from, right?
Yeah.
And it, once society became industrialized and there started to become big cities and big groups of people living together, right? Because initially it was small communities amongst themselves, providing and circulating within themselves. Okay. And what
Hmm.
happened when colonial happened, in the various different ways, in the various different cultures, in the various different places all over this globe, is that because there was more highly populated areas of people, there needed to be control over those people, right? And order and regulation, because those types of societies typically function best when there is an elite leadership,
Yeah.
and then there is a mass of people who can carry out that leadership. Now enter the industrial revolution, enter in factories, enter in mass production, enter
Yep.
in mass farming, enter in um, hospitals and institutions trying to come in and do what plants were already doing, and breath work and meditation were already doing, right?
Yeah.
And so now we have this system that has been created to, and the perspective has shifted into, they are helping us become a better civilization, right? They are civilizing us. We're civilizing you by giving you a pill versus giving you some herbs. We're civilizing you by, treating this particular symptom versus looking and asking, okay, what's going on with your trauma and your history and your environment and the fact that you can't afford healthy food, right? So all of these systems were interwoven and created to come up with this
Yeah.
very capitalistic, material driven society where because it relies on overconsumption, right?
Yeah.
Because now we have placed a lot of importance on things, right? The cars and the homes and the designer this and the that. And this is not to say listen, I'm not coming down on if you like those things, right? This is the world that we live in, and we have to live in this world that we live in. But what I'm talking about right now is the foundation and how we got to where we are right now, and how we can start to be mindful and aware of that, because I don't know if everyone is really aware of these things.
So
And go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I
No,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, like, jump in because, like, one of the things when you started talking about like the medical systems, I just was reading an article the other day, and like, this, but our present or current medical, uh the industry or of medicine is heavily influenced by capitalism,
Mhm.
but it wasn't always.
Right.
Doctors used to be trained in holistic medicine. It
Mm,
wasn't until until pharmaceutical companies started coming into creation, because doctors could heal with herbs and tinctures
mm,
and all these natural remedies. But then it was like, okay, well, we can't patent, we can't own, we can't control, we can't
mhm,
dominate
mm,
herbs, we can't
mhm,
patent and control nature things. So the best thing we can do is replicate it in our lab, patent that, and then make nature illegal. And then that's what you have the system, aligned to. So
Yes.
I think my role here tonight is more on the spiritual self identity side when it comes to patriarchy and the divine feminine, because even with everything that you're sharing, like capitalism is a result of patriarchy. It goes directly against our natural flow of life
Exactly.
as individuals and
Mhm.
as collectives.
Yes.
Even the pressure to be a part of infiltrating other people's tribes, that's a result of patriarchy. So I
Mhm.
remember, like, I used to have a septum piercing, and I have tattoos. I'm more aligned with people with piercings and tattoos than I am with people who wear straight hair and that looks, or who are maybe more conservative. So it
Mhm.
looks like conservatives or people who are more conservative or modest passing judgment on my tribe, and my tribe passing judgment on their tribe, and everybody's judging each other's tribe and group. These are
Mhm.
all things of patriarchy, like manifest destiny, colonization. Colonization is a result of the manifest destiny of, okay, we're going to dominate every part of the world. We want to own
Mhm.
every part of the world.
Yes.
Exploring is one thing. Conquering, exploring to conquer is a completely different thing.
Mhm.
And decisions that were made hundreds, thousands of years ago, we're still living in. And so we
Yes.
can see that in our day to day life. Decisions that I made when I was 19, I'm still living in those consequences.
Mhm.
Decisions I made when I was 25, I'm still living in those consequences. And I had this conversation with my mother, and I'm like, "Girl, you still living in the consequence from what you did in 1988." I'm like, "Now look at you. Now look at
Mhm.
you. You got kids and grandkids."
Mhm.
And it's just seeing how it just keeps
Mhm.
perpetuating. But when
Mhm.
we're dismantling patriarchy in our lives and we're tapping into our divine feminine, that sovereignty and that autonomy, we take our choices back. We take our power back from whatever systems are navigating, which includes patriarchy. So I was like reading your list, and I was like, that is how you dismantle
Mhm.
patriarchy in your reality.
Yes. Yes. So, and just to go over my list because I know it's might be backwards to folks, but all of these things that we have come to believe are just normal, natural ways to live our lives, are actually trickle down effects from patriarchy. Okay, whether
Mhm.
we're aware of them or not. Productivity is a big one. Why? Because we need to be productive to run all of these systems, right? They need laborers. They need people to um, man and staff all of the corporations that we have here, right? So, of course, productivity, there's a big push for it. The concept that control equals safety. First of all, the concept that there is a such thing as control in the first place, that you have the right and you have the capacity to control another person or control anything, really, right? Because, and this is what I wanted to kind of weave the piece in with the divine feminine, in the energy of surrendering and allowing, right? Because feminine energy does want to flow freely inside of whatever container it is in. And as I mentioned before, everything has a polarity. There's a masculine and a feminine to everything, including human beings. And what that looks like in real terms, of even like objects, right? If we think about our cars, right? We have a frame of our car. There's a frame, there's siding, there's a dashboard, there's a wheelwright. All of those are the masculine principles of the car. They are what make the car the vehicle, right? But once we are inside of that space, we have the choice to do what we want with that space, right? We get to flow the way we want inside the confines of that space. So you can really apply that to anything that you think about, whether it's an inanimate object or whether it's a human being. Feminine and the masculine is required for the feminine to be protected and contained in some sort of capacity, right? It's the masculine is needed. The feminine is what brings the life, what brings the motion, what brings the dynamicism to
She's the
these.
engine.
She's the engine, right? Exactly. She's the one that is, like they say, you might have a house, but it's not a home until what's going on inside it, right? Because again, the house is the masculine frame, right? You got the walls, you got the doors, you got the rooms, you got all these things. But what is the energy that's flowing inside of that house? Right. So just another example of how there's always a polarity. And this is not necessarily about male and female, because even within a male, there is an ascension that he has when he taps into his femininity, right? Just like with the female, there is a certain she has to have masculine boundaries around herself, right? She has to. Everything and everyone needs a masculine frame. And then if you want to be able to flow, if you don't want your life to feel like productivity and control and weakness and all these other concepts, you must integrate those two things. And then just to continue this list, the concept that rest equals laziness, the concept that emotion equals weakness, the concept that romance is about survival. Okay. Um, the fact that the concept that your worth is conditional based on what you do or don't do based on your productivity, right? So all of these things have been interwoven into a very complex web. And like Amber said, we've all internalized this in certain ways, and the best thing that we can do to start to dismantle collectively is start to dismantle individually.
Yes, yes, yes. You
Mhm.
said something earlier, which I'm over here taking notes because my spirit is just. I'm like,
Yes,
I
God.
might have to turn this into. I might have to go
Yes,
live or make a video or something because just the downloads that I'm getting,
God.
because it's true. You talked about women having the masculine boundaries, but in my affirmations, I say boundaries are for you, never for others. And so men are really great, most men, because it's not all, right? We're talking about the specific selective. We know that it's billions of people, okay? Data specific people,
It's
okay?
enough
We
to be
know it's not.
most.
It's enough to
Okay.
be most. Men will have boundaries, right? Men are
Mhm.
will self preserve. Men will have audacity. They will say no to shit. If they don't feel like being bothered, they're not going to be bothered. If they don't want to answer their phone, they're not going to answer their phone.
Mhm.
For most women, we're going to answer. We're more nurturing. We're more giving. We're more
Mhm.
expansive, right? You made the
Selfless versus
comment about,
selfish. Yeah.
right? You made that comment about the house and the woman makes it the home. The masculine energy is the exterior. It is the structural, it
Hmm.
is the structural identity that
Yes.
behind that undergirds the divine feminine. She's the
Yes.
brain, she's the creation. So the feminine is the internal, was something that I was writing. Your feminine energy is your internal, it's your divine, it's your character, it's your integrity, it's your ability to think
Mhm.
creatively, strategically, and critically. And
Yeah.
then your masculine is your external, is your ability to articulate and convey your thoughts, feelings, and emotions in a way
Yes.
that people you interact with can process and consume but can receive, making it
Hmm.
palatable for them,
Hmm.
right? Because
Yep.
humans at our core, we are animalistic.
Hmm.
We must be trained,
Hmm.
and that's where us working and building our and strengthening our both our divine masculine and our divine feminine. Not all While all women are born divine feminine, there's an ascension process,
Hmm.
just like for all men.
Hmm.
Yes, they're divine masculine, but there's an ascension process that they must go to
Yes.
or go through. So I'm
Hmm.
gonna stop there. I wasn't trying to be too
No,
strong.
yeah, no, girl. This is a conversation. You ain't got. Well,
Yeah.
this is a shared. This is a
Yeah.
co-creation.
And you talked about control, and I was writing here like when I was teaching or speaking somewhere, and I was talking to them about manipulation. Marketing is just another way of manipulation. Manipulation, you even talked about control. Manipulation is a tactic of control. If you're not controlling your mind, right? If you're divine masculine, your external structural system is
Yes.
not giving structure to your divine
Yes.
feminine, which is your
Hmm.
creative energy within you, you are allowing yourself and opening yourself to be controlled by people places, things, ideologies, social media, politics, the news, anything. You
Yes, God.
become susceptible. You allow yourself to be gullible, both
Yes.
men and women. And that's no different than men who listen to the bullshit rhetoric that if you want to gift your significant other flowers, that you're a simp, and
Hmm.
women who decide if they want to be in a healthy, loving, thriving relationship and that's what they desire, that they're a pick me. No, those terms are related to the people and how they go about it, because
Mm.
by ways by which they're going about it is to manipulate a person or situation for their own personal gain.
Yes.
So people miss like this organic exploration and this organic becoming,
Hmm.
um when it comes to adulting and being
Yes.
relatable.
Yes, God.
Competition, I think for certain too, competition is a result or a consequence of patriarchy, because
Absolutely.
in matriarchy we understand the hierarchy, right? I
Hmm.
love We know Lilith, she
Hmm.
says men need women, they don't need me.
Hmm.
There, in societies, hierarchies do exist regardless. You see
Yes.
that in animal kingdoms, and humans are an animal kingdom. So the
Hmm.
more we try to differentiate ourselves from that, the more we prove that we are just like that. And so
Hmm.
that looks like there are women who are meant to do certain things and carry out certain tasks, and that's the same way amongst men. But we're not, we're all trying to be everything that we're not. So if I'm not naturally a cookie baking arts and crafts mom, I'm doing myself a disservice by trying to do those things when I'm a let's read and comprehend and break down these philosophies
Yes.
mom, and
Yes.
that's my strength. That's what I can do. And
Yes.
so it looks like finding others in your community who have the strengths that you don't have and implementing that in that capacity. And that's you as an individual, right? Me
Hmm.
going to Megan for things that I'm weak in, her talking to me about things she may be weak in.
Hmm.
That's the balance.
Yes.
That's dismantling patriarchy. That's
Yes.
leaning into your divine feminine.
Hmm.
So I feel like I was squirreling a little bit.
No, that's fine. No, because, and I'm gonna pick that right up because the feminine principle is more communal, right? I feel like the masculine is very much concerned, like you said, self-preservation, self, just containment of self.
Yep.
And there's a time and a place for that. That is very needed, right? This is the
Yep.
awakening that a lot of women are having right now, right? We
Yep.
are learning this because this was not something that we were taught. Actually, we were shunned and discouraged away from that.
Yep.
Don't preserve yourself, sacrifice yourself for the good of
Yep.
everyone around you,
Yep.
right? Don't worry, don't just think about yourself only, think about everybody else, right? We were encouraged
Yep.
to move away from that line of thinking, and the integration is happening right now, which is why the feminine is rising, why the divine
Right.
feminine is returning,
Right.
because we are integrating that piece
Right.
back in.
Right. Right. It was like a dismantling of the boundaries that divine feminines knew we must have.
Hmm.
So even when people used to encourage little girls, smile, say hi, be
Hmm.
nice,
Give your
don't
auntie a
give him,
hug, give your uncle a
give me a
hug.
hug, give me a kiss, do me all these things. We're breaking down, we are disarming and disempowering and dismantling the divine feminine that many women are born with. So
Hmm.
you will find women in their late 30s, their 40s, 50s, 60s going on these self-discovery things when in
Hmm.
their first 18 years, I'm going to say their first 7 years, 7 to 14 years of their life, they weren't taught the things to be sovereign. They weren't taught to be autonomous. They were taught to obey. They were taught to speak low. If
Hmm.
I am a strong power, like if my voice is powerful as a woman, there's no way I'm going to talk softly. I don't have that ability.
Hmm.
But guess what? There's a woman who is soft spoken that is needed in
Hmm.
certain environments by which
Hmm.
I cannot find myself in. That doesn't make
Hmm.
me less of a divine feminine. That doesn't make her less of a divine feminine. That
Hmm.
means she has a skill set that I don't have. I
Mm-hmm.
have a skill set that she doesn't have. So I'm going to allow her to lead in that environment, and she may
Mm-hmm.
allow me to lead in another environment. And it
Mm-hmm.
looks like this right here, this sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
the undergirding.
Mm-hmm.
Megan
Mm-hmm.
is the shit. I'm the shit.
Yes,
She's the
God.
best.
Yes,
I'm the
Lord.
best.
Mm-hmm.
People will say we can't both be the best, but I'm not living in her universe. I'm living in my universe. But
Yes.
together on this live, we're in this multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my daughter, like I told Emmy, I was like, mommy don't associate with subpar people. I only
Mm-hmm.
associate with the best. So if
Mm-hmm.
people are not the best in their world, in their reality, I have no use for them because
Mm-hmm.
they hold no value in my universe. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because my universe, I'm the best.
Right.
And I
It's there's
require
a
that.
best frequency here.
There's a best frequency, and
Yes.
that is dismantling patriarchy, because
Yes.
patriarchy will tell you that Megan can be a millionaire or multimillionaire, but I can't be a multimillionaire. I'll have to do what Megan is doing to be a
Right.
multimillionaire.
Right.
I'll have to have my notepad or have a
Mm-hmm.
whiteboard, and I'll have to do yoni steams in
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
order for me to hit my abundance, when the
Right.
true abundance is being your full authentic self.
Tick.
It is you being
Yes,
sovereign. It
God.
is you being autonomous. It is you thinking for yourself creatively, critically, strategically. It's you
Yes.
being accountable for yourself. That's
Yes,
how you
God.
dismantle the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Patriarchy is rooted on lack of accountability. How are
Yes,
you? Dang,
girl.
I was about to say the N word. How y'all
You
mad?
can say the N word, girl. We say niggas over here.
I'm like,
They,
how y'all niggas mad?
this is authentic.
I'm
I
like, how
don't do
y'all niggas
that.
mad? And it's not, and niggas is not just black people.
Yes.
What do you call unevolved masculines?
Hmm.
And
Yes.
it just is.
The term is the ignorance. It's the
It's
ignorance.
the ignorance.
Yeah.
It's the ignorance. Even the comments that were coming on your post. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, y'all don't even fucking read. Y'all
No.
don't even comprehend. Y'all automatically, because everybody is so consumed with patriarchy and divine feminine being about relationships
Well,
and
that's because they're
men versus.
projecting where their focus is in life.
I'm like,
That's
my
all.
God.
It's just a focus of their where they are in life, and to kind of integrate this also into the work that we're doing. I can just speak for myself, and of course you have the space to speak for yourself, but my brand is named Yes God Wellness, and that was something that is still, as I evolve and as I transform and as I expand in my consciousness, it's being revealed to me how deep that name really is,
Hmm.
right? Because it meant something different to me before than it means to me now today, and it will
Yeah.
probably mean something different to me in 6 months from now as well. But what has been revealed to me is, the God consciousness.
Yeah.
For me, initially, yes, God was an acknowledgement of God, an energy of gratitude and appreciation, and acknowledging God in all things, right? And now it's been shifted through my own experiences, through my own integration to, okay, if God is all things in all things, that means that God is in me. And so when I say yes, God, I'm actually saying it as a greeting because the God in me is acknowledging the God in you.
Yes. Yes,
Right. And
God.
so what we were talking about with the masculine and feminine principles is that, something I talk about in my reality selection masterclass is the way that patriarchy has designed things is for really ignoring our intuition, ignoring the gut feeling, ignoring the nervous system response to the bullshit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
To the making it normal to sit at a fucking desk for 8 hours a day, and then
Yeah.
making it normal to continue to do that up until your early 20s, and then making it
Yeah.
normal for you to do that in someone else's job, in someone else's cubicle, for someone else's dream, right?
Yeah.
So all of these things, that whether it be the school to cubicle pipeline or the school to prison pipeline, either way, you're going to be a laborer in this system,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're going to give us some type of productivity, nigga, no matter which way you go with it, right? So the uprising and the dismantling of that is when folks start to prioritize the gift that the divine has given them inside of themselves through their authenticity, through their excitement, through their enthusiasm, and they pave their own way in that as a way to serve the world and also be compensated financially, right? Because we know the laws of the universe say that you are compensated according to the value to which you provide to the collective.
Yes, God.
So, with that being said, that is dismantling the patriarchy, right? Actually leaning into, okay, even if I do have this job, I'm still going to carve out space and time to explore the things that
Yes.
excite me as a person.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm going to
Yes.
find a way to use those things that excite me
Yes.
as a person to be able to serve my community, whether it's
Yes.
local or globally, right? Because
Yes.
now I am not giving 100% of my attention to this agenda
Yes.
that wants me to wake up, go to work, come
Yes.
home, watch TV, go to bed, and wake up and do it all over
Yes.
again. And I want,
Yes.
and they're going to keep me just enough fed
Yes.
so that I'm content enough that I'm okay. You know, I may not be living to my full potential, but that's all right. At least there's food on my table and my lights are on, right?
Yes.
But there is something inside of us as a collective that is waking up and saying, hell, fuck no, fuck this program. And again, this is why this is not a conversation, because men and women are both a victim to this patriarchal construct and system.
Yes. Yes. Yo, okay. So as you were saying something about value, I was writing down simultaneously.
Yes, God.
I wrote value, and it's to make patriarchy work for you. You gotta make
Mhm.
patriarchy your bitch.
Yeah.
Me, I like
Yeah.
luxury, okay? I like nice things. And I
Mhm.
remember years ago, I was in my late 20s. Somebody said to me, no man's gonna want you. This was another woman's husband that came out of his fucking face and was like, no man's gonna want you. You got a house, you got cars. I had 3 cars at the time. Megan, don't ask me why the fuck I had 3 cars at the
I
time, but
remember.
I was renting 2 of them out, driving one of
I remember.
them. I was doing my wealth thing.
Yes.
And he's like, and then your kids, he was like, your kids are so well behaved. Like, a man's gonna look at you and is like, what does she need me for? And at that time, y'all, because I was still in the process of deprogramming and ascending, that shit hurt me. It hurt me so bad because I was like, dang, like we all as humans require companionship.
Mhm.
Companionship is not the same as what patriarchy defines and creates as marriage and relationships. It's 2 different things.
Mhm.
But now when I looked at, but my comeback, even though it hurt me, y'all, my comeback was what I understand. My comeback in that moment was like, if I'm a better man than you, things were hurt, but that was my comeback to him. If I'm a better man than you, then just say that. And then you reflect. And I jokingly was telling somebody the other day, when niggas say shit like that to me, it's like, nigga, how you losing in the patriarchy?
That
How
was
you
built for you
losing?
to
That was
succeed.
built for you to
You have all
succeed.
the advantages. We all have access to the internet, nigga. We all have access to the internet. We all got access to YouTube. We all got a fucking phone. Everybody can pick up their phone and create the type of content. See, the issue is that people are too busy looking around at what everybody else is doing, trying to duplicate what they do, and not being real with their motherfucking selves in the world about what they're passionate
Right,
about.
right. So patriarchy will give undeveloped sperms to XY chromosome holding persons the audacity and the confidence,
The unmitigated motherfucking gall. You hear
the
me?
unmitigated fucking gall to think. And this is how dumb men are. Like, these specific men are. You're competing with me as a woman. Nigga, go compete with the multimillionaire man with the Lambo and the Corvette and the investment portfolio. He's who you're competing with, not me, a single mother of 3 children who
Why
has
are
to
we
survive and provide.
remember? Why are we competing? In, it's not even up here, but competition is. Let me write that down.
It's a lack mentality.
It is.
And even when it comes to women, the competition, I remember the best compliment that I ever got from a woman was a woman that was in my industry. I'm a public speaker, y'all. And there was an opportunity that I was offered, but I could not make it. So I made the connection between this other speaker and the organization. It went through, it went well, it was perfect. And the woman was like, wow, you didn't have to tell me about it. I'm like, well, I couldn't do it. So why wouldn't I plug you in? Why wouldn't I connect you? And
Yeah.
she said, well, you make me feel like we're not in competition. I remember this conversation clear as
Girl,
day.
I
And I
had,
was genuinely confused, Megan. I was like,
listen,
what do you mean? I'm
can
like,
I
what do
tell you,
you mean? I'm like,
listen,
we're not in competition.
can I tell
So
you who broke that for me? Narissa Nefertiri. Um, she put me on and she broke the scales off my eyes that I didn't even realize were there. Because when I first started my business, and I'm very transparent about this story. Um, Initially, when I first started my yoni steaming business, it was a service-based business. People were coming to my home and receiving the service from me. And I was meditating and I was praying, and I know the universal principle, like you have to, the value is based on a competition. Compensation. You need to offer more value. How do you offer more value? Make this available to more people. And people were asking me because, of course, I had Instagram. Thank you, God, for the internet and exposure and access to more and more people, right? And this is why this is such a beautiful age that we're living in, because the opportunities that we all have right now, because of the access that we have right now, y'all. So, anyways, it was like, okay, people were asking me how to steam, and I remember feeling this fear of, well, if I teach them how to steam, then they're not going to need me anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I taught them. I said, you know what? But keeping in mind the value how can I cut? See, because here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
From a divine perspective, we are all here to be of service.
Yes.
This is not about I'm going to amass more than you, so I am better than you. This is I am going to serve as many people as I can. And as a result of that, that is going to
Yes.
reward me materially and
Yes.
financially.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And that was something that it had to click for me. And so when I said, okay, well, you know what? If I want to serve as many people, number one, not only do I need to teach them how to do it at home, I need to create a product line for them to do it with.
Yes. Yes, God.
Yes,
Yes.
God. And so
Yes.
this is how we start to frame and switch. So switch our perspective and frame. So I went on to that backstory to say, when Narissa found my content on Instagram, she reached out to me and she said, hey, I'm coming to your area. I'm going to be doing a Yoni Poppin' event, and I would love for you to come and be a vendor and share Yoni steaming with my girls. And she started sharing my stuff on social media, and I started getting all these followers. And I remember just having a moment of internally, right? This moment of, wow, there's no need for me to compete with her because she wants to see me win too. She wants to lift me up. And it was a very different experience than I had been programmed to have.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a very generous, selfless person, but I still internally had that little, oh, she's got more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's better than me. Oh, she has more followers than me. Oh, she has more money than me. Oh, her body looks better than mine, right? Like all of these insidious ways in which we have internalized these patriarchal concepts in it as it relates to how we relate to ourselves and to other women and men. Hold on, something's going on with my TikTok. Hold on, it's making me do something. Okay. Okay. Um and I just remember feeling like, wow, it really broke something open in me where I recognized, like, oh, this is what successful people do. They
Yes.
network with each other. They don't
Yes.
compete against each other.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
when you're from the hood, right? When you grow up in it, maybe you didn't grow up in the streets, but you may have had access to the streets,
Mm-hmm.
right?
For
Maybe you
sure.
maybe you
That's my
ran with
story.
niggas that was in the streets, right? You
That's my
you get
story.
this. You get this idea that it's a dog eat dog world. You got to get out the mud. You got to grind. You got to hustle. You gotta.
Yep.
And that becomes an ingrained part of your perspective and also your personality and also the internal dialogue and also the nervous system response you have when you see other people being successful.
Yep. 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 Yep.
So,
Yep.
all that to say, like, I had to shift gears from a lack survival mindset into no, I'm here to give. The more I give, the more I am going to receive.
Yep. Circulation of money, it's energy. It's like abundance. Abundance is my resting frequency. Lack doesn't mean I can't even comprehend lack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can't even comprehend lack. And people think lack is just around money, but it's confidence, it's character, it's integrity, it's all these things. But because that, it's not abundance to me, it's just my reality. Because abundance is my resting frequency, there's no polarity to it. It's just who I am. I expect things to work out in my favor, for my favor. But one of the things that came to me while you were speaking and sharing your story with us was the proverb, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Meaning it's better to empower someone with skills for self-sufficiency than just to provide temporary aid. It's
Yes.
about empowering, right? So us empowering and providing long-term solutions. So with my work, it's all about identity. I'm teaching you how to create the mindset that you need. I'm teaching you how to perceive your reality. I'm teaching you how to shift into that identity. I'm teaching you how to manifest in the most practical ways. I'm not telling you, hey, let me do this for you. I'm giving you the tools.
Exactly.
I'm one of those people. Shit, I'm like that with my kids. I'm like, here go the tools
Mm-hmm.
for you to do it. I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna teach you. Because then when you go out there, you're gonna have the tools in your tool bag to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Yes.
else did I write while you were chatting? Because you were talking some good. You talked about wealthy people. Wealthy people circulate money. This is something that I realized.
Mm-hmm.
Wealthy people are not in competition with each other because
Mm-hmm.
they understand that each other, like that they each benefit
Mm-hmm.
from each other. They
Mm-hmm.
understand that every person there has some type of value, even if that
Yes.
value may not be for them as an individual. There may be
Yes.
someone in their network that can benefit from the value that you offer. They're
Yes.
always looking to exchange. So even when you made the statement that you give and you teach, and you, that is a wealth practice. That is a
Yes.
character of a wealthy person. That is
Yes.
divine.
Yes,
Right?
God.
We're meant
Mm-hmm.
to have wealth. That is part of leaning into your divinity. When you're on
Yes.
this frequency, if you're on this live, if you're watching this replay, that is part of your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
there was something else. Wealthy people, yeah, the events and experiences that they go to, they're not going to events off Eventbrite. They're not going to events off of, like, they're not doing that shit. It's invite only experiences, which means you have to level up your mind. You
Mm-hmm.
have to remove the patriarchal,
Or they're behind a
political,
paywall.
yeah,
Yes.
and they're behind a paywall, their own paywall, their own experiences, but
Yes.
also investing in yourself. Oh, this is the thought I wanted to write.
Mm-hmm.
When people say money, more problems, I don't align to that. It's more money, more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
More
Yes.
money, more opportunities.
Right.
And and that's how you start to reprogram yourself. Because if you're saying more money, more problems, guess what? More problems are going to present
Yeah.
yourself, because that's the
Yes.
frequency that you're expecting. You're like,
Yeah.
yep, if I get rich, I'm gonna have more problems. Me, I'm like, if I get rich, I can eat more snacks and then I can spend more time at the gym, so then I can eat more snacks. Like, that's my math. If I'm at the gym,
Look,
then I
tell
can
me
eat
you're a
more snacks.
Taurus sun without telling me.
So I can
Tell me
have
you're
more.
a Taurus without telling me. I just want to eat
I just
more and rest more and
and
work
rest
out
more
more.
and
That's
be
all I
in
want to do.
and be in comfort and luxury. That's
Yes.
literally, I'm like, I tell most people want their wealth so that they can get materialistic shit. I want more wealth so I could be in my house, in my comfort, and in luxury, just chilling and eating
Yes.
snack, eating good food.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, but that means you are assigning your wealth. You're
Yes.
assigning your wealth for what that looks like. You have to be clear on yourself because that is part of leaning into your divine feminine energy, the ability to receive what the fuck the universe has for you. Doesn't
Yes.
matter whether you're a man or a woman. It's leaning in and saying, I am worthy of my desires, because
Yes.
patriarchy will put you in the loops that Megan highlighted earlier of productivity. You'll feel like you got to do, which means if you're overdoing, you're under receiving. If
Well,
you're
and
overdoing, you're under receiving. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say also, Amber and I both are in the line of identity work, right? And it's not about what you're doing as much as who you are while you're doing it, right? And the issue becomes when productivity is the focus, right? That is a natural lack mentality because it's like I have to do, because if I don't do, then this result won't happen. And see, my work is centered around God consciousness as it relates to tapping into our divine nature, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because as it relates to dismantling patriarchy, whether it be through these things, whether they be through the nutricide that we witness in this country, whether it be through the medical trauma that we experience through this system and through these red tapes,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be through the legislation and the regulations and the laws that are taking away human and civil rights, right? Whether it be through the different wartime events that are unfolding in other countries, right? All of these different systematic ways in which patriarchy has reduced human lives to capital and collateral damage.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And so what happens is when we can start to become, first and foremost, become aware of what's happening, that's half the battle, becoming aware of it, because so many of us are just robotically moving through life and not even thinking about any of these things. And you'll have people say, oh, you're being too deep, oh, you can't control it, so you might as well just listen. The way that every single one of us as individuals can begin to dismantle the internal patriarchy and the internal misogyny as well
Mm-hmm.
is to begin to tap into not identifying with your human form as much as you identify with the divine God form that lives
Yes,
within all
God.
of us.
Yes, God.
Because when you are identifying with the human God form, their urgency goes away, because as God, as a reflection, as a fractal expression of God on this planet, that means we're already whole, we're already enough, we're already successful, we're
Yes,
already
God.
fulfilled, we're already
Yes.
happy, we're already healthy. The
Yes.
fucking end.
That's it.
And the
Everything else
actions
is
that you
extra.
take, yeah, and the actions that you take from that identity
Mm-hmm.
look very different than the actions that you take as a human who is trying to figure it out. That's the thing. We don't have to figure shit out. The only thing we have to figure out is how to put our ego and our perspectives to the side and be humble and gracious enough to say, God, thank you for allowing me to exist. Thank you for allowing the immaculate conception that happened at
Yes,
my
God.
conception. Thank you for allowing me to be baptized to the waters of my mother's womb, not the patriarchal version where they try to dip me underwater and take credit for that fucking baptism with my prayers, Key and Peele, okay? But recognizing that we, in and of ourselves, are an entire ecosystem of God.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we recognize that
Yes.
we are an entire ecosystem of God, we begin to move differently. We begin to align with different things, different people, different opportunities, different
Yes.
environments, right? And the way that we do that is we sit down, we shut the fuck up, we get this out of our face and out of our hands 24/7, because it is ruining our connection with ourselves as well as our connection with others. And most times, the people that we care the most about, which are the people in our households, and we sit still with God undistracted and we say, God, thank you for allowing me to exist here. I know that I've been trained and programmed that I have to figure it all out, and I have to be constructive, and I have to be in control, and I have to rest, and rest is laziness, and showing my emotions is weakness, and I have to survive through my codependency on
Yes,
another
ma'am.
person through romance and marriage, or my worth is conditional on what I'm producing, or I have to compete. I know that I've been programmed in that way.
Yes.
However, I am open to receiving the remembrance
Mm-hmm.
that I am already whole, I am already one with you.
Yes,
And when I
guys.
surrender that ego and that program and I allow you
Yes.
to guide me,
Yes.
and I practice my nervous
Yes.
system regulation so that I can
Yes.
tell the difference between my trauma speaking and God speaking through me,
Yes. Yes.
this is how we begin to dismantle all this bullshit that we are all victim
Yep.
to.
Yep.
But it
Yep.
takes a lot of courage, because you know what? You have to look yourself in the mirror. You have to take accountability for the circumstances that you
Yes.
have created and selected through yourself. And you have to
Yes.
stop being a fucking victim. And you have to say, I'm taking accountability for my fucking bullshit.
Yes. 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 To control your life, I say all the time, if you want to control your life, you need to surrender. And who are you surrendering to? You're not surrendering to anything outside of yourself. You're surrendering to the God within yourself. You're
Yes.
surrendering to your higher self. You're surrendering to the version of you who is everything that Megan described just a moment ago. That's who you're humbling yourself before when it says humble yourself amongst God. But people in this day and age, the phone that Megan said, yeah, put that shit down because it's an illusion. I don't get treated the way the internet says a woman like me, a single mother with 3 kids and a body like this and a black woman, I don't get treated in that way because that's not my fucking reality. People respect me. People move the fuck out of my way. When I walk in the room, I am honored. I
People
am
worship the
revered.
ground I walk on, baby. I don't
People
tolerate nothing
worship the ground
less.
I walk on. So I don't need the internet. The internet need me. You feel me? And that when you start walking around and carrying yourself as such, you don't need wealthy people. Like, let's be clear, there's a lot of multimillionaires and billionaires. They are not on social media. They're on social media for shits and giggles, for fun.
Mhm.
So you have to a lot of the work that needs to be done,
It's
people, is
offline.
offline.
Yes.
It's offline. You got to go outside. You got to learn how to talk to people. You got to learn how to be in rooms. You got to learn how to connect. But the things that you're lacking in, it goes back to yourself, right? That internal and those external boundaries that you may not have. When
Mhm.
I tell people, those people didn't betray you, they didn't lie to you, they didn't stab you in your back, they were reflecting you. They were
You
your
betrayed
teachers.
yourself.
You betrayed yourself. So
Yes.
the way that I move, I'm like, wisdom, love is knowing that I am everything, and wisdom is knowing that I am nothing. And in between the two, my life moves. And
Yeah.
this journey that Megan is reminding us that we're on, it is a journey of solitude because it's all about you and your development and your becoming. It's not about anybody outside of you. It's about you and your universe because everyone else has their own universe. They have their own world that they are navigating and ascending through, whether that be our children, whether that be our parents, whether that be our siblings.
Mhm.
Everybody has their own journey. Your
Yes.
journey is yours, and seeing what are these other universes reflecting to me that I have to improve and work on. I don't take it lightly that you having me on your live, that your TikTok people, they can hear me in the background. I don't take that lightly at all. So I appreciate being here, and I'm grateful to the people that have joined this live and have stood here to listen, because 80% of people go to therapy,
Mhm.
right? And they do go because they want to change,
Mhm.
but less than 10% of those people actually do the work. When Megan says have the courage, because when you looking in that mirror, you're going to see how ugly you are. You're going to see everything that you thought, well, all these people are this and all these people are that. No, nigga, it's you. You're the problem. You're the problem
You're
in
the
your
common
life.
denominator in every
You're
single problem in your life.
in your life. So that means
Yes.
if people keep getting over on you, you got to say, why do people keep getting over me? Why do I keep allowing people to do that? If we say, okay, I keep attracting this type of, okay, what is it in me that I need to heal, that I keep having this
Yes.
experience? And then
Yes.
we have the good experiences. Okay, what is it in me that people want to keep telling me about their life? What is it in
Mhm.
me that people,
Mhm.
oh, you're a safe space. Oh, you lean into God's love. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Keep doing that. So
Yes.
you do more of what feels good and gives you what feels good in your life, and you do
Yes.
less of what's not giving you the results that you desire. So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
do you do that? You don't just wake up and say I'm going to do less. You do a little more of what feels good each day, and you
Exactly.
build upon it. So
Exactly. And speaking of that, recently I was led to launch my school community called the Quantum Prayer Circle. And that is the work that we are doing inside of that circle. We do a bi-weekly masterclass. This Sunday, we're going to be discussing the role of victimhood and how it is a very
mm,
important, integral part of the journey to ascension,
yes,
because there's a lot of gold and a lot of
yes,
wisdom
God.
that can be found in the victim story and the victim narrative and the victim perspective, right? It's
Yes,
not meant to be a space to live in. It is meant to be a space to sit for a time, for a season, to gather the gold and spin it and alchemize it into the next level of your ascension. And so in the Quantum Prayer Circle, we do a self concept rampage every week that we focus on for the week. We do a daily prayer every morning. There's a prayer that my only ask for my community is, before you open any other app, before you open your email, your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, your Facebook, whatever you open first, your text messages, open the school app and listen to the daily prayer for the day. Listen to the rampage for the week, so that you can be firm in who the identity of who it is that you are before you move and start to navigate these other energetic spaces. And
so
I just want to add into a beautiful way for women to begin to regulate their nervous system and start to connect to the divine within them is through yoni steaming. And your girl has all the things for the yoni steaming. And so just to say, like, and this is not a pitch live for real. Like, like, of
no,
course we're
this is what it
entrepreneurs, we're
is.
business owners, we're going to make you aware of the value that we offer to the marketplace. But I want to give you practical ways that you can integrate this in. The best thing that you can do for yourself, whether you're over a pot of herbs or not, is to sit down, shut the fuck up, take deep breaths, and witness how your ego and your mind and your programming is going to try and tell you that you should be doing everything else other than sitting down, shutting the fuck up, and focusing on your breath.
Yes,
That is what meditation is. It is practicing the muscle of not allowing your mind and your thoughts to control your body and your
yes,
nervous system anymore. Is to witness the gap between the mind and the actual nervous system and start to gain control over how those thoughts affect
yeah,
your nervous system, thereby affecting your perspective, thereby affecting your decisions.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
God.
Y'all, I don't have nothing to offer other than join my email list at arichbook.com. My friend here,
You
she
have a
just told
lot to
me to
offer. Don't say that. You better
y'all
not
just
say
get on
that.
my email list. But I do have a freebie, thoughts to affirmation and deeper connection. But I'm in the background working on some big things right now. I have my podcast, Meaningful Conversations, and my YouTube, Amber Rich Book. A lot of my work is speaking. So my podcast, Meaningful Conversations with Amber Rich Book, YouTube, all that's in the link in my bio. And I'm working and I'm expanding. I have an identity shift freebie that I just finished that as I'm pivoting platforms will be available. So get on my email list now, arichbook.com. When you do, you'll get thoughts to affirmation, a deeper connection. I share some of my story in there, and there's 10 affirmative statements, y'all, that will start transforming your thought process and start excavating your heart and excavating your mind to become the more of who you are. You can follow me here on Instagram, TikTok, A. Rich Book. I'm everywhere, Amber Rich Book, LinkedIn, Google me. I don't know what to tell y'all, but I'm gonna show up.
Yes.
I'm everywhere, nowhere, all at the same time.
Yes, God. Yes,
Thank
God.
you for having me, Megan.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for having me.
collaborating with me, girl. And thank you for the person on TikTok who let me know I could toggle the screen so so you could actually read it. Can y'all read this now? Because I guess it was backward. I don't see a way to do that on Instagram, but I will just say this. Take initiative and be resourceful. If I couldn't read it, maybe I would try, or I would screenshot it and then, you know what I'm
Flip it.
saying? Like flip it around in your phone, because you can
Be
you can invert him.
self-sufficient. Then we dismantle the patriarchy. Stop handicapping yourself.
No, but I appreciate she told me, she said,
Yes,
go ahead and press the three buttons because on TikTok it's a feature you can turn it so that everybody can
yeah,
read it. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And it is my intention
definitely.
as we move into transitioning out of this snake year into this horse year, that I'm going to take off leaping and bounding along. And I want to
Yes,
do a
girl.
lot more lives. I want to build a lot
Yes,
more community here.
yes. You
Someone on
excited
TikTok,
me. I haven't been on a live since 2022. And I used to go
girl.
live like
I used
two,
to go
three
live
times a
every
week.
damn day, girl. I used to live on this live. That's how I
Yeah.
built my brand. Someone said, I love sitting in this room with y'all. Thank you so much. Someone said, thank you so much, Verani, for teaching me that I could unmute or Peacock. Whoever explained it to me, everybody explained it to me. Thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate that.
Thank y'all for
And
listening to me, even though y'all couldn't see me.
yeah, thank you for listening, though, even though you couldn't see Amber. I will be able to have guests on my live soon on TikTok because I will have the requirements met. I guess I have to go live a certain number of times to unlock that feature. But like I said, we invite you to join our communities. I have the Quantum Prayer Circle, and I also do offer one-on-one life coaching if that's something you're interested. I have amazing reviews for that. Please feel free to go check me out. Yes, God Wellness on Google. Yes, God Wellness.com. Yes, God Wellness on YouTube. Yes, God Wellness on Facebook. Yes, God Wellness on Instagram. And I also do have a podcast which has been taking off because a lot of my viral prayers and rampages have been going viral. So it
Yes,
was
God.
requested of me to begin to upload those. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can go and search the Yes God Cast, and you will have those there. I'm also in the process of getting things organized to begin to have my YouTube channel where the subliminals will be recorded over 432 megahertz sounds, I guess, to program
Yes.
the subconscious as you sleep and as you move through your day. So just know that we have so much access. Be sure that you're
Yes.
guarding your access and exposing your energy and your
Yes.
attention and your awareness to the things that are going to elevate you and help you to evolve, and not the things that are going to promote this bullshit right here. Okay?
Yo, we going live again. We going live
Yes,
again,
let's do
cause
it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank y'all so much for taking a few moments to join us tonight. Whether you're watching this now, whether you're watching this in 20 years, praise God. That would be amazing because this is timeless information. This is evergreen information. And I'm so honored and grateful to be alive during this time, to be able to have the capacity to be a vessel for this information and
God.
to have this human experience.
Yes,
And I
God.
love fighting the patriarchy. It just lines up with my personality so beautifully and
It
perfectly. And I'm
does.
fucking here for it. And I'm here for all the motherfucking smoke that comes with it. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Because you can get down or lay down or get the fuck out of here. Period, point, fucking blank.
And then if you align with me, this Taurus who just wants to go to the gym and eat snacks, I don't give a fuck about the patriarchy. I'm in my own.
Yeah, now I'm on the front lines, nigga. Because again,
See,
when shit gets sticky, where the fuck that blicky at, nigga? The fuck? Out of here. Not on my fucking watch, bitch. Patriarchy fucking patrol.
I'll
I
be like,
swear
do
to
y'all
God.
want me to call Patriarchy Patrol? So, if you start another platform, another page called Patriarchy
Girl, I'm about to get me
Patrol,
some. I'm about to get a T-shirt that say Patriarchy Patrol. I swear
I'm
to
gonna just
God,
be
and a
tagging
hoodie.
you in bullshit. When I see the bullshit, I'll just be scrolling. I'll be like, yo, where Thanos at? Just where Thanos at?
Okay,
Just
word
take
for real.
just that shit funny to me. Just give me my snacks and my robe. Just don't talk
Yes,
to me.
girl, girl. I do that for a little while, but then I be ready to go scrap and go tussle.
Ah, that shit
Yeah.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
That shit funny. I
Mm-hmm.
love you. I
I
love
love
you.
you
I love you
too.
all.
I love y'all. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Like I said, sending you lots of love, peace, perfection, happiness,
Yes, God.
joy,
Yes,
contentment,
God.
fulfillment, success. You are already all of those things. There is a version inside of you that is already all of those things. You just have to have the
Yes.
courage to let go of your ego's definitions and
Yes.
meanings of shit that doesn't mean shit because you are not the experiences that you've been through. You are not the
Mm.
circumstances that you are living in. You are a divine being. You are an expression of God walking this
Yes,
earth.
yes, yes. Can I say this one last thing too
Mm-hmm.
that went because I should have led with that. Y'all, I did a TED talk back in September.
Please lead with that.
That's called Life Happens for You, Not to You, on YouTube. Just Amber Rich Book TEDx talk. And it will pop up because what Megan said about our experiences, you're going to hear my experiences. And I have people look at me and people will treat you a certain way. And then it's like, yo, you got me fucked up because you don't know what I've been through. You don't
Mm-hmm.
know my story. So even when you talk about this, I'm very chill now because one who knows great peace has to have known great violence.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you've been through, you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned this earlier in the live about polarity.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you may have had a darkened experience, but there's a lightened experience that you can have and will
Yes.
experience if you allow yourself to. So thank
Yes.
y'all. Thank you again. And I know we
Yes,
were ending,
God.
but definitely go check out the TED Talk on YouTube.
Yeah, no,
Amber
I'm
Rich
not
Book
rushing
TED
you. I'm
Talk.
not rushing you at all. I'm just going through and just making sure there's no comments we need to address. Let me just open the floor up. Does anybody have any
Oh
questions or
yeah.
feedback or concerns or
Yeah.
disagreements
I forgot
even?
about
Like,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make sure that this is a conversation. Yes, this was kind of something like a workshop or something of the such,
It feels like
but
it.
also, like this is an open conversation, and dialogue is how we are able to integrate, right?
Yes.
Because we all have a different level of understanding, we all have a different awareness. And so if anyone has any questions or comments or feedbacks, please feel free. This convoy is whoa, love the true transparent lesson. Thank you. Yes, God. Yes,
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
Give your way out of trouble. Yes, I love that comment.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Taurus energy here. Somebody said
Yes.
she did the
The Taurus
money
side.
emojis and then the heart emojis. Yeah.
I'm on TikTok, y'all, at a.rich book, so y'all can connect with me over there too. I just didn't know how to be
Yes.
live over there.
Yes. Someone said, okay, someone put the definition for patriarchy: a system of society or government in which the father or eldest male is the head of the family and descent is traced through the male line, the matriarchal relation, the thematic relationships, which makes no fucking sense because all of the
Yes.
children come through the womb.
Yes. So whoever, can I respond to that comment? Because I appreciate
Yes.
that. Because I had a conversation with my children. My last name,
Yep.
y'all, is legally Rich Book. That's my name, and
Yes,
it is
God.
a result of me having participated in the patriarchy, being married, now
Mhm.
getting divorced, and
Mhm.
I took the both last names. This is a story I haven't really told people this, but people are like, is that your real name? It is. When I got divorced, I took
Welcome.
the first four letters of both last names and created Rich Book. All of my daughters, their name is legally Rich Book. I let them know in order to get their wealth, whatever money that I amassed for their comfort in their life, they must retain the name Rich Book. Their children must retain the name Rich Book. I said, I don't care about the
I
patriarchy.
like
We live in a
that.
matriarchy society. So
Mhm.
that is how you dismantle the patriarchy in your own life and your own reality because you
Yes.
create your own rules.
Yes.
And that's just what it is. And I'm like,
Love
if
that.
y'all get married, y'all partners, they last names get changed to Rich Book, or they don't get nothing either. Your kids, they last name is Rich Book. And if they change their
Now
last
that's
name,
what you call
they
the
don't get
fucking
nothing either.
patriarchy patrol right there.
This my real life. This my real life, Megan. And it don't got
Yes.
shit to do with nobody else, but has to do with what I'm creating in my
Mhm.
life, in my
Mhm.
realities. So when
Mhm.
you talk about our experiences, y'all go listen to that TED talk. Life happens for you.
Yes.
So that shit was funny.
Yes, God. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that because, yes,
Mm-hmm.
God,
Mm-hmm.
some of your previous saved effects are no longer available. Okay. That's fine. All right, y'all. I don't see any other comments on TikTok or Instagram. Everyone's saying thank you. This live was needed. It was amazing. It was wonderful. Again, thank you so much for being here. I hope that this has either created a big awakening or at least
Yes.
planted seeds or done even a little bit of shifting. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
But what you don't realize is that if you listen to this and you gave attention to it, it planted a seed regardless. And that's what
Yes.
we all need to be aware of, is that whatever we're paying attention to is planting a seed, nigga. So
Yes.
if you don't want to see it happen in your life, don't fucking pay attention to it.
Hit not interested on all these platforms. It got a button that say not interested. When you see something and you get a little ping or a ting in your ear,
You're
that
building
is a
your
sign for you to
algorithm.
hit
And that's the
not
same way you build your
interested.
reality.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You
So
can
like my
choose to
out.
say not interested. I know we usually get on the phone or FaceTime and gossip about what happened yesterday about everybody's fucking business, but you know what? Not
Not
interested in that shit no
interested.
more.
That's not even
I
my
know we usually
reality.
sit and watch reality TV and listen to sad love songs about, oh, where do you go? Not interested in that shit no more.
Not interested. Not interested. Because when you're sovereign and autonomous, there's nothing to defend. There's nothing to defend. I don't got shit to explain to
Exactly.
nobody.
Right.
I don't
Because
give
if
a
I'm identifying as the divine chosen one, I don't need, I am all that is. I am perfect. Everything I touch turns to gold, nigga. Like, what are you talking about?
everything. So why are you talking to me? Actually, I be offended sometimes, Megan. That be the truth. I
Girl.
be offended. I be like, damn, you could see me. I be forgetting that I'm human, having a human experience. I'm like,
Girl. Because if you're not coming with an offering, what the fuck is you doing in my face? What do you want?
what do you want?
Straight like
What you?
that.
I don't even have smiles to offer.
No.
Because the patriarchy did that. The patriarchy gave ugly niggas audacity. It
Yes.
gave poor people
It gave
audacity.
niggas whose bloodline should have ran out fucking decades and generations ago access
And you know what's crazy?
through the
Now I'm
institution
about to
of
talk shit.
marriage.
I'm about to talk so much shit. I'm about to talk so much shit. Oh my god. This is why I have daughters, right? With from my marriage. Because nigga, your bloodline needed to end. My seed was not finna carry your shit out. You your shit needed to end, bro. It ended with you. Thank you for helping me create my legacy, bro. The shit funny. Niggas who have daughters, you are submitting to the divine fucking feminine.
And if you have sons, please teach your sons because society is going to try and brainwash them with patriarchy. And the only way that you can teach your sons is if you unbrainwash your motherfucking
Yep,
self first.
yep, yep, yep. And these are all character traits, right? Social skills that all children need.
Mhm.
Thinking skills, analytical skills. And now if we're getting down to patriarchy for real, you talked about the school to prison pipeline, and then you said school to like the
School to
workforce,
cubicle
like
pipeline. The
to
school
the
to cubicle
cubicle
pipeline.
pipeline.
Hmm.
Those things, even with how they are pushing technology into the classroom, how they are dumbing our children down. My children have to do supplemental work, which has to do with a pen and a pencil and a paper, books, reading comprehension, thought process. Teach your children to think, teach your children to make decisions for themselves. Get them off of these capitalistic apps, get them off of
Get them off
these
them fucking
games,
iPads and
get
get
them,
them off Roblox for God's sakes, guys. Come
yeah,
on. Yo, there are so many pedophiles and fucking
yeah,
scammers and shit that are on these Roblox. I don't give a fuck what safeties they have that they say, oh, well, it's because of a certain age, you can't
yeah.
filter. Check, just do a search of Roblox pedophile
Hmm.
rings. They are
Hmm.
infiltrating all levels of
Hmm.
Roblox. There are lawsuits against Roblox. And guess what? Roblox does not give two fucks.
Right. And because it's also data collection, right? And part of the
Yes.
patriarchy is in culmination with capitalism, racism, colorism, genderism, all of that bullshit. The last final level for a divine masculine is his submission to a divine feminine. What fucks
Yes.
some men up is when they're actualizing and they're ready to submit to the divine feminine, they have not developed their own, they have not developed their discernment to know who is the divine feminine because
Mhm.
they go based off solely the external beauty.
And
But
first and foremost, the divine feminine within themselves.
yes, yes,
That's the
yes,
first
yes,
submission that
yes,
happens. And then
yes,
once that
yes,
happens,
yes,
now they have been opened and
yes,
elevated and
yes,
evolved to the point of now that I see it within myself, I can recognize it outside
yes,
of
God.
myself
Yes,
and
yes,
I can
one thousand
submit.
percent. Yup, 1000%, 1000%. This is a good conversation, y'all. This be our real life. This be our real life
Real life
conversation.
conversation we be having every day.
This
Yes,
be our real
God.
life.
For
And
real.
that's what people don't understand. Even with dismantling the patriarchy and leaning into your divine feminine, you need your sisters. You
Hmm.
need your friends. We're not
Yes.
trauma bonding. We're
Yes.
not
No,
bonding
that
over
shit is dead. That
bullshit.
shit is played out.
We're
That shit is
divine
over.
bonding. It's
Yeah.
done. Like, I don't want to hear you complain. I
I
don't,
want to
that's
hear
not
how
even
the
in my
fuck you're
reality.
changing yourself to do something different, to call
Yes,
in something different, to
yes,
have more dignity and
yes,
self-worth and self-esteem and self-respect, to
yes.
not allow yourself to be engaged in these type of dynamics and these
Yep,
type of mindsets and these type of patriarchal conditions
yep,
anymore.
yep, yep.
Victimhood is for a season. Let's move the fuck on and get beyond it. No longer.
Yo, that shit is so funny because people will think that's harsh, but I'm like, yo, if y'all go listen to my TED talk, I should be a victim. I should
Hmm.
be based on
We
patriarchal
all have a
society. I should
choice.
be burnt out. I should be fudged up and
Hmm.
all these other things. But like you said, yeah, we got a choice. When my
Yeah.
ex-husband said to me, Amber, if you don't want to be my wife anymore, I'm not going to be a dad. I looked this nigga square in his face and I was like, okay. When people said I was going to have it hard, yeah, the shit was hard, but it was worth it. Nobody can take this away from me. When it comes to life in this journey, we know that there's birth and we know that there's death. All
Hmm.
the in between is for us to navigate through, explore, create, and learn.
Right.
So,
Well, and just to touch on what you just said about your ex and what
mhm.
he said, he has been conditioned to believe, right? And this is the patriarchal conditioning through religion, right? It's
Yep,
God and then the man and then the
yep,
woman and then the child,
yep,
right? It's this bullshit
yep.
hierarchy when all of these niggas came through the cooch. Let's keep it a buck.
And some of them shouldn't have even came.
Right.
Some
And
of them
so the
shouldn't
thing
even
is
came
that, right, this whole submit to me because I'm a man, that shit is fucking done here, nigga.
because
That shit is done
biology,
here.
science and biology proves who's the stronger being in the human race.
Hmm.
Women, we have a higher tolerance for pain. We go through it
Yep.
every single
Yep.
month. Childbirth, when they put them little machines on the
Yep.
men so that they could feel
Girl,
contractions.
they can't deal with it. Our amygdala and our prefrontal cortex are more evolved as well and have more capacity.
Yep.
So every single human being on this earth started as a female.
Yes,
Did you
they
know
did.
that?
And then that last chromosome was like, all right, what we gonna do, bro? What we gonna do? We gonna
Are
let
we
the
gonna
ball
are
drop
we
or we
gonna
gonna do
drop and
ovaries?
lower down?
So that's why you niggas, that's why we could call you bitch ass niggas. That be the shit, that be real life.
I'm just
Cause
saying.
your
And the thing is,
foundation,
it's not inherently because you're a man. It's because of the concept of the concept that you have of yourself as needing to have dominion to establish your worth and your value.
hmm
That's what makes you a bitch ass nigga, to be clear. Let me say
yep,
it to everybody's face, TikTok. And this is what makes you a bitch ass nigga. Not
hmm
the fact that you're inherently a male.
nope, exactly.
This is
And it's
what
not the
makes,
materialistic things or
yes,
I work a blue collar job and I work X amount and I only make X amount of money. The man's not keeping you down. Your
you're
mindset
welcome.
is.
And also, and also to the women who are upholding this bullshit and propping these niggas, these bitch ass niggas up, like this is the natural
He's a
order of things,
king. No,
knowing
he's
you're
not.
miserable, knowing you're in pain, knowing you're a married single mother, knowing you're doing all the work, knowing you're doing all the emotional labor, knowing that you're fucking self-sacrificing, knowing you're not living your true authentic purpose, knowing you're not shining your light the way you ought to be because you're holding up this patriarchal bullshit.
Yep.
It's not just men, it's women as well.
Yep.
This is a collective work
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
all must
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And you said something too, and I appreciate that because in our conversation, patriarchy didn't happen by men alone. They weren't smart enough to dismantle matriarchy. It was women
It
like
was the
when
infiltration of
it
women through
it was
other women.
women
Yep.
who helped them, right? So we talk about the hierarchy, and that's no different between men and the patriarchy. The powerful men, weaker men submit to the powerful men. So you have divine women. So if we think about Amazons, right? Wonder Women. You had women assigned to different things. So maybe it was the women who were on the lower totem, not maybe, it was the women on the lower totem pole that
Mhm.
were like, okay, let's help. I'm going to help y'all dismantle this matriarchy society. Those are the same women in this now moment that are upholding the patriarchy society
Mhm.
because it benefits their low level of where they show up in
Yes.
matriarchy. So that's
Yes.
why a powerful woman, like people used to tell me, like again, people used to say some wild shit to me, y'all. But now that I am evolved and scales are coming off my eyes and I'm still evolving and I'm still becoming, I'm like, oh, y'all is just weak. Like women used to be like,
Girl.
Like, you're so masculine. Nigga, I'm
Yeah.
masculine because I'm providing for my children.
Hmm.
I'm masculine because I like money. You think I'm
And
supposed to
this
live poor?
and the fact that they try to commandeer feminine traits as masculine, like
Yes.
naturally, who is a protector and a provider? The woman protects the child she has. She provides the baby the milk.
Yes. Yes.
So who is
Yes.
the natural? Is it when you're in danger? Are you going to run to a man or are you going to run to a woman? I think you're probably going to run to a woman.
Yo, there was a podcast. I don't even know what it was, but there was a guy who was on a podcast and he made the same remark. He was on one of those bro podcasts. And he said, bro, every time something goes down with a man, you get arrested, you go to jail, a bitch acting up, some wild shit, you fail at something. The first person that you're calling is a woman. You calling your mama, you calling your grandma, you calling your woman, your girlfriend, your woman. You're not calling
Cause
your
she the
homie.
one that's gonna rally at them motherfucking front lines. That's why.
If your meal is wrong at the restaurant, your homeboy and your dad, your brother, he is not speaking up on your behalf. The divine feminine is. So that's just a whole nother layer. That's just a whole nother.
Girl, we could do this every weekend. Like we can make this a series for real. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying? Like
hey,
this
because
is
by
because
that time we
this
could
is
be on TikTok too, and I could pick
yeah,
out the
exactly.
phone.
Exactly. But yeah. So we'll round it out. I think we're going on like an hour and a half now. But again, thank you everyone so much for
Yes,
joining us and spending time here. I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel, Yes God Wellness, and I will also keep it here posted on my Instagram page. TikTok, I don't think I can do that here, but yeah, that's where you can find us. And thank you again for spending time. Yes, it's needed, real information. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We hope that you have an amazing, beautiful,
yes,
healthy, prosperous, miraculous rest of your night, rest of your year, rest of your life.
yes, God.
And yes, God.
Yes, God. Love y'all.
Love
Bye.
y'all. Okay, bye.